Hey guys, it's Josh. I hope you're having a good day. So I just got back from testing FSD beta version 10.11, and I had a pretty scary near accident that I wanted to go over in depth. So I'm going to show you the video from my GoPro as well as video from both of the repeaters, so from the onboard cameras. So for context, we're on FSD beta already, and we're taking a very sharp right-hand turn. And the problem happens when the car continues turning right into a parked car, and I have to intervene. So I'm going to show it a few times at speed, and then we'll go frame by frame. We're going to turn sharp right here to start. And, okay. Oh gosh. Jesus. Wow. Yeah, it happens quick. So one more time. Oh gosh. Jesus. Wow. Okay, you've seen it a couple times. Let's go ahead and play frame by frame. So you can see here the car is turning to the right, and you can see it's turning even harder to the right there. When it probably should be evening out. So when I show you the left repeater, you'll see we have a lot of space here between the Jeep and very little space on the right hand side. And you can see from my eye line here, I'm looking at this side of the car and the gap to the parked white car. I don't actually realize the steering wheel angle at this point. If I had realized that we were still turning so hard to the right, I probably would have been very concerned and taken over sooner. So as an outside observer, I feel like the driver probably should have taken over at this point where the car is still turning so hard to the right. You can see there's no blue spline on our visualization, which I'm not sure what exactly that means, but it seems like a problem. So let's keep going frame by frame here. And you can see we still have no blue spline. We're starting to turn slightly more to the left. You can see from the blue steering wheel up here, I know it's hard to see guys, but FSD beta is still engaged. I do miss the old UI where it was easier to see. So at this point, I'm actually trying to take over, and I actually thought I had taken over, but the FSD system was actually also turning to the left at a similar rate, and I didn't actually take over because we were doing the same steering action basically. Okay, that's not true yet. I think that starts right about here because you can see now I'm gripping the wheel. But you can see FSD beta is still engaged. We're going about 13 miles per hour. You can see now the spline is back, but there's no ultrasonic warning that you would expect to see here. So it seems like there's potentially a problem with the ultrasonic, or for some reason it's not reading this how close we are to this parked vehicle. You can see I'm trying to take over. And then watch for the gray. Yep, you see FSD beta goes gray. That means we've intervened and taken over. So basically up until this moment, the car was completely in control, and you can see now we're turning to the left. So it would have avoided the accident on its own. That was something I didn't realize at the time. I thought it was my intervention that prevented an accident, but in hindsight we can see that the car also avoided the accident. So you can see we're not quite even with the front of that car. So our mirror is about in the middle of their rear door. So keep that in mind when we take a look at the repeaters. And let me go forward a little bit. And now you can see the red right here where my cursor is. That's the ultrasonic warning. So actually we're getting a warning off of this car, and you can see we're much further away from this car than we were from the white car, and you still get it, which means that it should have showed up previously when we were close to the white car. And I'm lucky with my overreaction to the left that I didn't strike a vehicle on that side as well. Okay, let's go by that frame by frame one more time. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Like, did I take over too slowly? Did I do a good job? Did I do a bad job? You know, in hindsight, for me watching this, it seems like I just watched the car drive into the parked vehicle and didn't do anything soon enough, but that was definitely not how it felt. It felt, at the time, it felt like the car actually swerved harder to the right, and that was when I took over. But from watching the video, that isn't what happened. And I think that was like my mental image as the car was turning right. Like in my mind, it was going to stop turning right and start going straight. And when it didn't do that, it just continued on the same path turning right. It felt like a swerve to the right to me for some reason, but it's very odd how the mind works like that. But look how hard we're still turning to the right here. Again, no spline and no ultrasonic. I think there's no ultrasonic warning the whole time and no spline for quite a while. So definitely should have taken over by now. And then the spline comes back and the vehicle starts turning harder to the left. And then finally I've taken over. Okay. I think that's enough for this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the repeaters. And let's start with the right repeater. Okay. Oops. Stinks. I lose my cursor. For some reason with the streaming software, when I change videos, I lose the cursor. Okay, sorry about that, guys. And here we go from the right-hand repeater. And let's just watch it full speed. So close, guys. Okay, let's jump right into frame by frame. And let's see here. So the car is still in control. Keep in mind, the mirror has to be level with the middle of the rear door before we intervened. And I don't know, tell me how close you guys think that is. Maybe it's a foot. It's probably a foot, huh? I don't know, felt like less. And keep in mind, it was still turning right even just a couple frames before this. Okay, the video seems to freeze right there. Sorry about that. And here we go. And then now, okay. So we've taken over at this point because we're past the middle of the door there. And the car had already started turning left, and we've actually cleared the vehicle and avoided the accident. So pretty intense, pretty close, but no accident. Look at that. That was intense. This really shook me up, honestly, guys. Okay, let's take a quick look at the right repeater. And so the only reason I show you the right repeater is just to emphasize how much space we had. So on the left-hand side, you can see this Jeep. This is about the time where we had the trouble, 41 seconds. And you see, obviously, this is 4 or 5 feet. So it's done a very bad job centering itself in the road. So typically on these very narrow roads, even if they're 2-lane roads, the car will center itself in the road. So yeah, that's all I got for you today. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that was my fault, or was it FSD's fault, or should I have taken over sooner, or did I do a good job? I'm really not sure. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for checking it out. Cheers. I'll see you next time, okay?